Quit making my job so hard, Congress. I'm serious, okay? I'm serious. Quit making my job so hard. I'm a teacher. Now, let me tell you what I mean. In middle school, let me tell you what we talk about when we do character development. We talk about, of course, kindness, empathy. We talk about resilience. We talk about taking responsibility for what you've done. We talk about being respectful. We talk about all these things. We talk about making a good grade, working on your academics, following through on what you were asked to do. And when you make a mistake, saying, hey, you made a mistake. When you don't make a good grade, you say, well, you know what? Don't blame it on the teacher. I think that was you on your Xbox all night long playing Fortnite or whatever the new cool thing is that you're doing. Maybe that's why you didn't get quite the grade you wanted. Take some responsibility. All of that is what we teach in middle school. I don't think that Congress and our politicians today could hack middle school. I don't. I know they couldn't hack my class, my colleagues' class. They'd be infractions, detention. I'd be phoning home and saying, okay, let me tell you about old Sally and Billy Bob here. Let me tell you what they're doing, because this is what I'm saying. Interrupting, bullying, not being able to admit you make a mistake, ripping up people's stuff, ignoring someone when they walk in the room, telling people to shut up. An 18% approval rating. Congress. Yes. That's the latest thing I saw. Now listen, y'all, I'm not gonna sit here and say, well, Google said I'm 18%. I don't know what schools y'all go to or where your kids go, but if you have an 18 as an average, you usually don't get passed up to the next grade. And yet we are continuing to re-elect these people. And we watch them on TV, and our children at school go home and watch them on whatever news network they are. Because let me tell y'all something. It isn't just the Democrats and it isn't just the Republicans. It's a lot of them. And I would say a majority. Okay. They like to bluster. And they think that the loudest is the smartest. And if I talk over them, maybe it makes me more important. No, it doesn't. It makes you rude. Okay. Who goes home for a break when all these people are out of work and they don't have what they need through no fault of their own? Who goes home? Do you get to go home if you don't finish your work? Do you keep your job if your stuff was not turned in on time? See, you know what? I have to finish all my grading, get my lesson plans in. I get in trouble if I don't. But we've got a group of people in Congress who can flit home for Labor Day when there's 13 to 14% of the population have no labor. Okay. They talk over each other and they come to the microphone and they act so important. Well, it's it's not. Y'all listen, let me tell you something. They are using you and the American people as a pawn. They are banking on this being a political show. Okay. It doesn't really matter whether it's Democrats, Republicans. People need help. They need help right now. It's hard. I'm lucky I have a job. Very blessed. But people I know don't. People aren't going to restaurants. People aren't going to the hotels. But let me tell you something. You're making my job even more difficult, Congress, because your behavior is petty, bullyish. It is infantile, actually, almost tantrum-like toddler, and you feel like you are entitled to your job. And I get why you feel that way. A bunch of y'all been there a long time, and y'all haven't done a lot. But for some reason, we keep putting you in office. I've got my thoughts about that too. And that's going to be in my next show. But let me tell you something. Grow up, Congress. Grow up. Start acting like the role models that you're supposed to be. Start acting like grown-ups who are in charge. Because when you act this way, it's real hard for teachers, parents, whoever, to come back to their students and say, hey, you can't say shut up. You don't get to just blurt out, well, so-and-so is. Well, they're right. Okay? Grow up. Act right. Do the right thing. If you can't do the right thing, then you need to go back to middle school. But I just don't know if you could hack it. That's my message of today.